episode of Rat GTV with your hosts, Zeus and the Welland Wingnut. And they thought I was the crazy one.
Black magic. You got to know, got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want, so just tell me what you want to hear.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Rat GTV. It's your boy Zeus, and with me, as he is every week, it's my boy, my pal. You know him, you love him, the Welland Wingnut. How's it going, Steve?
Good, man. We look young in that intro video.
I didn't even see it.
Like, do I not pay attention to it from week to week? And this week, all of a sudden, I was just like,
Now I want to play it again just so I could see. I don't know. And I noticed it the other day, and I'm good today, but oh my God, I was on a set, and I had the bags, like, I mean, bad, like I've got them, but I mean, I had them like old man bags, and I was like, oh shit, do I have to start doing the cucumber thing? Is it time?
gotta get the cold press like the boxers do.
Yeah, and just bring it. I don't think that's how they do. I think that's just for fights. I don't think that's. I mean, or I think we would have seen that in the cosmetic section at
then they'd be out of business. They don't want people to know.
Fair. So instead, they invented collagen.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you seeing us? Are you okay? Did you make it through yesterday? Did you feel like you're on an episode of Little House on the Prairie?
Canadians, anyway.
Canadians, that's true. Americans and everyone else across the globe that are watching are like, what are you talking about? Our major telephone network, wireless network in Canada, Rogers, which half of our buildings are named after, their network was down yesterday. And it was down from about 4:30 in the morning till I don't know when. When I went to bed,
morning, I think some people got it back.
Now, it didn't affect me too much, except for the fact of Interact.
Right.
If you wanted to use debit, you couldn't use debit.
Yeah.
And
I had to buy my lottery tickets online for the first time, though. I'm like, this is going to be the night my numbers come in and I can't play.
I didn't even play. And I'm not going to look at the numbers just in case.
I want a free ticket.
Still, though. If you would have checked today and saw that you won a free ticket and didn't play, you'd still be pissed that you didn't win the free ticket. You'd be annoyed. You wouldn't be pissed. But yeah, so so the network was down for everybody. Everybody kind of lost their mind. I'm with Freedom, and a lot of people who are with Bell, which is the other major company. They were all fine as well.
Yeah, my phone was good. My Wi-Fi was good. So
I found out first thing in the morning because I had to work. So even though we work for a Bell company, our traffic and weather comes in through a Rogers server. So we had no traffic reports for the entire day. Like, we did our own, but we didn't have the traffic reporter coming in to do it for us. So that was a little weird.
Window going.
Yeah. As you see, you're in the Stoneages there. Yo, what's up? Michael Cypher or Cypher Michael? Either way, nice to meet you, and thanks for tuning into the show, brother. Cell phones were out, but we have a Bell at home for internet. Yeah. See, and a lot of, like, my kids were lucky like that because their mom has Rogers for hers and my daughter's cell phone, so their cell phones were out, but they had Bell for internet. So
I was just over here at my buddy's house. I was just trying to borrow a bowl of cereal.
Knock it out,
Cocoa Pebbles.
Knock it out, Barney. Blumhouse rules, and Kleiny is great, and Steve has a bump on his head. Yes, he got a boo-boo. How is your boo-boo? Is that why you're wearing the hat?
You see the staples?
No, you can't. But well, here, let me give us a closer shot. Go ahead, do it again. No, you're showing just the back of your head. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Oh, maybe. back a bit, but yeah. So you got concussed at work. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, just typical thing. It's something I've always known that can happen when you're using a winch, and I've never seen it happen. I've never heard of it happening, and
You were
stretching
using
a couple
the
pieces.
what?
We were stretching some chain link and
Winch. Okay.
but weaving a piece in. Somebody drove through a piece of fence. We were there just weaving a new piece in, stretching it together, and of course my foreman says, "Give it one more crank." And I bend down to help him start weaving the piece in, and I didn't even see it coming. Next thing I know, I'm on the ground.
Wow. So it's is that the roughest hit you've ever taken?
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's up there. Yeah.
I mean, you've had some pretty rough broken arms, but I mean, this is a head injury. So
We broke the auger on the same side a couple years ago.
I was pretty much a crash test dummy when we were kids.
yeah,
I credit
just
my
when we were kids.
skull.
Just
my
when we were
skull.
kids. Yes, but when you are the friend crash test dummy, that also gets you the benefits of being able to go up on stage at concerts and shit, you know, because you're that guy. You know, it was either you or Gary Morgan. Gary Morgan or Barry Morgan. That always
Barry Morgan.
Right, but it's Barry on Facebook. Wasn't it Gary when we were kids? Like, I feel like he's a Mandela effect.
No, I always remember Barry. I'm getting a high five over here. I don't know.
I'm sorry, but I'm just getting some chips.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about the noise.
Oh, I was like, what? She knew him too?
and
He concurs.
Apologize for my
allergies
allergies
the
today.
augers on the same side. I told him no more.
That wasn't my fault though.
Head injuries or nothing. Hey. What's up, guys? Steve, are you good, man?
I'm feeling good today. First day without a headache, so
Yeah. And we're all happy you're doing good, brother. So yeah, so you had that to deal with, as well as, you know, are you with Rogers or you?
No. Like I said, our phone and internet were both good. So,
well, that's good then. So you were out of the Stone Age yourself, but because of this, came up with the idea of you know, what were people doing without internet, so they couldn't play online or do any of that stuff. Going back to the Stone Age, if you will. And what kind of games were people playing? What kind of board games? So that's what we went with. What are our top? What are our favorite board games? So that's what we're doing today. What are your favorite? Not even board games. Like, what were your favorite toys?
just pastimes.
Yeah. Now I did go with board games solely, but just because I got to this really late and did it last second. So as one does. But we're going to talk about that. We got, of course, The Boys season 3 finished up, which was dope. I went to go see Thor: Love and Thunder with the boy. That was something. And
We had the NHL draft this weekend.
NHL draft. Sabres had 3 picks in the first round.
Yeah, and we picked back to back at what was it, 7 and 8 or 8 and 9?
Buffalo and Detroit.
Yeah, it was 7 or 8 and 8 and 9.
Or is it 8 and 9?
Yeah, 8 and 9. So Wings fans were upset that we did not take Matthew Savoy.
Yeah, I was surprised he went. It took that long for him to go.
Instead, Eiserman took Marco Kasper, an 18-year-old playing in the Swedish Elite League. So you guys, we passed on Savoy, and you guys picked him up. So time will tell who got the better forward here.
Listen, I'm happy we got him. I think you guys are going to be all right with your pick as well. You should trust in Eiserman. I mean,
hey, an 18-year-old playing in the Swedish Elite League, that's unheard of. So
how much of that Tampa Bay team is his fingerprints?
Oh yeah, it's the house that Eiserman built, really.
So, and it's the same in Detroit now. Without internet, used to play Army with other guys. Remember Army? We used to play that out. Remember what would we call it? Snake Island or Snake Forest or something like that. Out it was out by Prince Charles. You know, the overpass just by Ontario to the left if you're heading towards into town. Yeah, there was a Snake Valley. That's what we called it.
Snake Valley.
We used to play war there all the time. I don't know what Cluedo is. Mostly outside having fun, not like My snowflake kids. Barbies. Yeah. Cards. Sonia said her house got cleaned. She loved card games and Barbies. What kind of card games did you play? And that's just it. Like, because I even thought about that. You know, if there was someone around, like Euchre, man. Like Euchre was a huge one that could have been on both of our lists. I think because I think we both. Well, I don't know about you, but we both played. I played Euchre.
Yeah. Yeah, we taught the kids. We taught the kids to play during the pandemic and played quite a bit of it. So
nice, right on. Yeah. Well, there you go. So there's a few things there. We got the news for you as well, and your movie review this week, Steve. You got a 5-second movie review, and I don't know. You're going to the well again. You're a brave man.
I did. I put in the 2+ hours for you people so that you could get my opinion in 5 seconds.
For what?
Jurassic.
Whoa. You people? That's how Cherry got fired. Watch it.
This is true. And I was on the side of the people. I've been a Don Cherry.
I really want to get I really do want to get into that because I posted I made a TikTok video just where you can reply to comments. I made one of those and somebody because I made a video about someone who was talking about Canadians, saying how Canadians love to talk about famous people that are Canadian, which we do. So I made a reply video listing off all these Canadians, and Don Cherry was one of them. And someone mentioned how they loved them, so I made a video replying to that, and it did really well, like really well. But I couldn't believe how many people that loved Don Cherry. Well, there was out of all that love, there's lots of love. There were 3 commenters, maybe 4, that are all like, "We love Don and fuck Ron McClain, that fucking rat." Like, what did Ron do? What did Ron McClain do? He didn't do anything wrong at all. Listen, I love Don Cherry. I think he was great for. I know you're not a fan, but I loved him for Hockey Night in Canada.
I have a disdain for him for much different reason. I was a Wings fan, so back in the 90s, Don Cherry used to talk shit about us all the time for having all the Russians and all the players. So I've hated Don Cherry for long before all this. Yeah.
So yours is based on defending your team,
right?
Yeah, and he was very xenophobic, especially when it came to Russians.
Yeah.
Like and I don't know why they call it xenophobia, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I think or that's it. Yeah, I think that's actually aliens, but whatever.
No, I think you're right. It's xenophobe.
Yeah. Well, aliens from another country, right?
Well, right, aliens. Yeah.
My kids like what's cards? What the fuck did I raise? What's cards? Yeah, my kids were like, "What's cards?"
Yeah.
I thought "What's cards" was the name of a game.
It is.
God, I hope your 5-second review isn't. Yeah, it's a dinosaur movie. Yeah, it is. It is. So that's gonna happen. And you are a brave man.
Yeah, they brought back some old characters.
They brought back like everyone who's still alive, basically, right? Except for the kids, I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully they got it.
They died for different reasons.
Right.
Back in the day.
Was likely first one was the best. End of story. They shouldn't have stopped. They should have stopped there.
Yeah, but like a lot of franchises, they just keep digging their own hole.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find dinosaurs.
Handheld football game and outdoor stuff. Lots of basketball. Scrabble, Monopoly, handheld football game. Yeah. Are you talking about like the video game, or are you talking about the one where you'd make the paper thing and you'd flick it? Like that was badass. I've never played well in Monopoly. I've only seen the picture that James has shared many times.
I own an edition of Well in Monopoly.
Oh no way! We should play that one day on the air. Steve, your beard looks very Thanos today. Are you trying to say it looks like a ball sack? Because that's what everyone said about chin. Thanos' chin. You're beautiful, etc. Blumhouse rules. I'm starting to feel like where's the love for me? Where's the Zeus love? No, I'm just kidding. I'm happy for your bromance. So we've got that. Let us know about your games, though. Steve's got his 5-second movie review on Jurassic Park. We have the news for you as well. And Dr. Death, oh my Lord, you got yourself a busy week. And there's even one I think you might have missed, but man, as long as it's red. His beard or the Monopoly game?
It's starting to get a mix of gray in there. So
yeah, I hear you. Someone asked me if I would shave my beard for a commercial, and I'm like, yes. I'm so afraid. I know as soon as I shave it, it's going to come back all white. It's going to be like, it's going to be bad, and then it's going to be just for men.
I know, and I cannot match this color red.
I love you like a brother. I know, but you love Steve like a lover. His beard. You will look 30 again. If I shave, no, I'm going to look old. I'll look old like I am now, but fatter because my beard won't be covering the fatness underneath it. It's going to look so bad. Anyways, so that's what's going on. And I got a quick review of Thor: Love and Thunder as well, I guess I can give you. And yeah, and we've got our news. I don't have the TikToker of the week this week. I'm sorry. It was a pretty quick show. So aside from that, yeah, that's what's happening, peeps. Are you excited? Are you into it? Yeah, me too. All right, let's do this. I went first last week. Why don't you go first this week? What are your five games?
All right, so I forgot. I didn't put this one on my original list, but I thought I'd give it an honorable mention since you didn't have it. And I spent much of my youth playing with these. My kids, they played with them. Austin continued to play with them after it wasn't cool for the girls anymore. And Legos.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially Star Wars Legos. Like this isn't my son's collection, but it's very close. I just grabbed this pick off the net real quick, so I couldn't find the one that I had taken. But my son has an equally impressive Star Wars collection. So
nice.
Yeah.
Legos
are hours of fun.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're you.
Yeah. I could never make anything. One, I don't have the patience for Lego. I barely had the patience to do jigsaw puzzles.
I thought you were going to say Duplo.
What is Duplo?
That's the big Legos.
Oh, I don't like those either. Because you can't make nothing with those. Like, even if I had the ability and the foresight to be able to construct anything with Legos, those shits are too big that you can't even do anything. It's like, okay, I made a car again. Another car.
I made a house.
Look, Mom, I made a big stick. Look, it's a cigarette pack that doesn't open. I don't know. It's a video game cartridge.
That's my honorable mention. Legos. Like I said, it's something me and my son have shared throughout our childhood. He still has some of my Star Wars Legos. He puts them together and leaves them together. That's
yeah.
But we have a whole pile of old stuff that we play with. So
Nice.
My number 5, loved going to the arcade and playing bubble hockey.
See, I didn't know this was on the table. I thought you meant like things at home when we were talking about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, people
I would just straight up said the arcade.
People have these at home now.
True.
Yeah. In the rec rooms, but yeah, I had hours of fun playing. The most popular one, 1932. This thing was invented. Was table hockey. Sorry, table hockey was invented.
Yeah.
By Canadian, obviously, from Toronto, and in the early '80s, we got the Czechs version, which was Russia versus United States, USSR versus USA.
Yep.
And then we had the USA versus Canada in the early '80s as well. I think Wizards Castle had the Russia versus USA.
They had because it was USSR.
Right,
Yeah,
USSR. And Lincoln
though.
Plaza had the Canada versus USA.
Was it USA? Was it USA at that one?
Yeah, the other one. Yeah, I think.
But
anyways, moving on.
Wait, well, before you do.
Oh, we have a question from Facebook user.
I just want to know if you can eat Doritos with your diet.
With my diet.
Yeah.
I'm not on a diet.
Like vegan.
Oh, that's not a diet. That's just.
Well, your lifestyle. I don't know what you call it. Whatever. Because you're limited on your food, as I'm asking, honey.
There's only, I think It's sweet chili heat are the only ones that are.
The guacamole are the best Doritos
guacamole
I've
ones are
ever
good.
had, man.
Oh, I've never tried them. I have to see if they're
Read
vegan.
if
If
you
they're
can,
vegan,
they're
I'll have
so
them.
good.
I did this commercial today, and I go to for this restaurant, and they give me food to promote their place or whatever. And the director's like, "Oh yeah, I know you're vegan, so I ordered you pickle spears and cauliflower bites." So I'm like, "Cool." I eat the cauliflower bites in one shot. Nice. And then I go to eat the pickle spears. I take a bite of the pickle spears.
Contact me. Send me some bags.
Am I just talking to myself here? Like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna leave. Go ahead, do the show.
What was in your pickle?
No. Straight up tell a story, man.
There was people
Anyway.
listening.
I was listening.
No, you guys
What about all the viewers at home?
that were trying to listen while you're like this.
Well, I'm constantly being interrupted by Facebook.
I know.
Every
I
week.
know. If we were a legit show, I'm pretty
Right.
sure we would both be fired. All I was trying to say
I
is
have to
the
leave.
pickle spears that they bought for me so that I could eat, that I took a bite out of because they know I'm vegan. As soon as I took a bite, filled with cheese and ham. I realized it I didn't realize it till the second one.
See? It was good, eh?
No, because I noticed on the first one, I'm like, it's got this weird,
Taste.
a weird texture to it. I'm like, I think maybe the breading, they used eggs in the breading. But he's like, no, they don't. They use the other type. And I'm like, oh, no, it was, yeah, son of a bitch.
You tried.
Anyways,
Happens to the best of us.
yeah. Thank you for humoring me there at the end. Bastards. I have an impressive Lego collection of the Robin Hood collect. Oh, that'd be kind of cool, though.
Nice.
And Star Wars original Death Star, like the one that they had in Spider-Man.
Oh no, I don't know. Was it that one? Because there's two. There's the model version, and there's like the playable version.
Mm.
That's the one my son has.
The Lego?
The Lego one, yeah.
No, I have no idea. I was listening. I missed what the Wingnut did. Well, thank you, Sonia. He showed the guacamole Doritos.
I'm just trying to get free stuff.
I mean, and that couldn't have waited until after the story. It came up right now. I know, right?
All right, I'm out.
Oh, speaking of which, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Just saying, you're back. So smooth. It's just so smooth. Anyways, what's next on your list?
Next on my list.
Wait, I did cut you off for a reason though. You said there's something about a Canadian invention on your
yeah,
list.
right.
You know what I found out this week is also a Canadian invention?
Insulin.
Well, I knew that. That was one of my ancestors. That was Sir Alexander Fleming.
Right.
For real,
But-
you're an asshole. Whatever. I go.
Peanut butter. We invented peanut butter.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I mean, I do eat it, but it's.
But it's huge. The only reason
yeah,
why,
no.
like, across the world, people love peanut butter.
Yeah.
Well, most.
Right.
But that's it. All right, you can go on.
All right. Moving on. I was one of those kids that was lucky enough. I was an only child, so I usually got the big ticket item at Christmas, the
Right.
one thing I wanted, and then my
Same.
parents would buy me whatever. And I definitely had both of these. It was cute.
All right.
And Donkey Kong, the tabletop versions. I think my mom was better at Cubert than I was.
I think I remember playing those at your house.
Yeah, no, those are the exact ones I had for sure. My mom was also a big Tetris fan when I had Game Boy. She played hours and hours of Tetris.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I didn't see it. Well, I haven't seen your list, so I can't say. Go ahead.
Moving on. Oh yeah. Next one. I had this too. Fireball Island. 1986 Milton Bradley game. They brought it back a few years ago. I didn't realize this. Restoration Games started a crowdfund, and they raised $2.5 million in the first hour.
I feel like did I play that at your house or
Yeah, I
did
had
I
it.
have that myself?
Yeah, no, I definitely had it.
Yeah, I think I probably had it too. But yeah, wow.
Really fun game. Yeah, and they've also had added 5 expansions now. So
5 expansions. How does that even work? Like, how does an expansion on, I guess,
Yeah.
more hills and
I guess, yeah.
yeah. I like that one a lot better than Mousetrap because I know like they were kind of in the same vein.
Yeah.
But Mousetrap is
This one was simple though. It was just
exactly.
the marble rolling down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna
I
get
make
you.
the best peanut butter cookies. Do you make the best vegan ones? What do you got?
Something we played hours of at my house as well. In the early mid 80s, LJN Toys released these little suckers.
Yes, dude. You and I played these so much at your house.
Yeah.
I can see I had Ricky the Dragon, I had Hulk Hogan, I had Hillbilly Jim, I had Paul Orndorff. I think you had King Kong Bundy though. I don't remember any of us having Piper. We both had, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure,
definitely had
Volkov
Piper.
and Stud.
Yeah.
Did you have Piper?
Yeah, I definitely had Piper. He was my favorite.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites too, and I don't think we could ever find him. That was my grandmother's favorite wrestler.
Yeah, the last series that came out, I didn't realize were only sold in Canada. It was a series of 6, and they're the most valuable ones, as you see the cage here,
Wow.
which I had as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
played that for sure.
It was a Warlord, which I don't remember.
Warlord, the wrestler?
Yeah.
He was a tag team. It was they were like a demolition knockoff.
Okay.
Warlord and the Barbarian.
All right. Well, there was
They wore
also
fan-
Warrior,
fancy.
Andre, Big Boss Man, Haku, and Rick Rude.
Oh yeah, I had that Rick Rude one for sure.
Only sold in Canada, so those are
Yeah.
the most valuable ones.
No way. Now I feel bad for a lot of the shit we threw out.
Right.
You know, or just
My Star Wars shit.
dude.
My Kenner stuff. Oh.
I know. I was right there with you, bud.
Yeah.
And a lot of it I didn't even throw out. My grandparents did.
Yeah. You can't get more simple fun than this. This is something we played in shop class. We played at lunchtime. We played in the library. We played at home. Because all you need is 3 pennies or 3 quarters.
Oh,
or
this was
3
great.
nickels. You remember this?
I do.
You get so many shots, and you always had to go through the other 2 coins.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a geometrical game.
Yeah,
Like
man.
we hated doing geometry, but we sure loved it in this game and playing pool.
See, now you talked about using the what was it, like a fold-up paper thing for the football one?
Yeah.
But we used to play football with coins as well. We would use a loonie when loonies came out.
And we'd flick it like that.
Yeah, we do a spin, and you had to stop it with your thumbs and go up, and the other guy would do the uprights.
Yep. I know, but there was a paper one too.
Yeah,
we would do.
yeah.
But I remember the coin one was great because you'd set them up like a set of pins, like 3 together, the 3 coins, and then you'd poke the first one and it would shoot the other 2 out, and that's how the game would start. And I think you had 3 shots to get it through the other person's net. That was a fucking great game. We played so many games that were like that though, like that are like literally just coming back to me now. Like that one was pretty dope. I mean, and even if we're going back, like shit, what about Red Ass?
Yeah.
I mean, you needed a few people for that, and the more people that played, the better it actually was. The funnier it was.
Right.
At least, unless you were the person that was up against the wall.
Yeah.
And if you were using Milac, anyway, so who would use a Milac ball?
An Indian rubber ball.
We did though. We've done the Indian rubber ball for sure. So I've had people say that about the Indian rubber ball that we shouldn't call it that because
I was just thinking that.
But that's not true because the Indian rubber ball comes from India. So it is properly named. So before anyone gets their panties in a bunch, it was from oh my god, the Indian Rubber Company. I think I might be way off on, but it was the India something company that made the Indian rubber balls, and it came right from India. So Dude, I threw the Star Wars stuff out too. Fuck it. I'll never be rich. Love the Forest Speeder. Yes, I had the Forest Speeder too.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sure you had it too. Jabba the Hutt and his little.
I had Java. I had the
with
Ewok
trap
Village.
door
I had
that
the
brought
Death
up the
Star.
Raiders. Yeah, see, I didn't have the Death Star.
Yeah, the one
I
that
had the-
eluded me
I had
was
the
the
Millennium
Falcon.
Falcon, though.
Never got the Falcon.
Oh, I had the Falcon. I had that for sure. And then I think I sold it or traded it away for something stupid. Anyways, you got more?
No, that was my number one.
That was your number one. All right. Well, I'm gonna give my my special shout out as well. That I think we kind of forgot, or I forgot as well. And when you're talking about the LGN and stuff, it really made me think of this. Now we played He-Man a lot. Like we had a lot of those. We had Thundercats and stuff. But and LGN, you and I, the wrestlers, was like the number two thing I think we played. The number one thing you and I played is between the two of us, I think we had every G.I. Joe that ever came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I had like 2 sets of the Sergeant Slaughter that came on the snowmobile thing. We had the obscure ones.
My favorite was Zartan.
I was just going to say the Dreadnought. Yeah.
The twins.
Yeah, the Corsican brother, or not the Corsican brothers, but basically it was their play on the Corsican brothers. Yeah, it was so good. Like, I mean, these toys, like I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow. Duke, Gung Ho, Lady Jane, Scarlet, Flint. I mean, Deep Sea. It was,
Or Snow Job. I know that was his name, but
I was just gonna say that was his best thing out there. Wasn't that his name?
I don't know. Maybe it
I was
was.
gonna say I think that might have actually been his name. But I dig your list there. Now I was a little quick with my list, so I wasn't really thinking that. I don't know why. I just got fixated on board games. So I basically just gave you my top 5 board games, and not games that I played while I was bored, which would have been better, I guess. Because it would have been my PlayStation. I would have played solo games, honestly. Right. And right now, I think it's NBA 2K I'm playing, and I just got. I haven't started it yet though, but part of my PlayStation Plus, how it changed, you get free games, and now I got Death Stranding with Norman Reedus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I haven't started it yet. I feel like you have to be in the right mindset to go into a heavy game like that.
I agree.
A game called Wolf. It's a French game, but has English instructions. It's so much fun, but we have lots of people to make it fun, like 12 or more. Loup-garou in French. It's a card game. So, and that's another thing too. I forgot was like card games. I wish I would have put in there. You and I talked about it. Euchre. I love Euchre. Something like that
I played a lot of Rummy 500, Wild Rummy.
I've never known how to play Rummy. That was my grandma's game. Gin Rummy, right?
Well, there's Gin Rummy, Rummy 500, and you can play Wild Rummy too.
Thank you, Sonia. Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to learn it one day just for my grandmother. But let me get started here in no particular order. I'm actually going to start off right here. Number 5. This is a game that I had a lot of fun playing, and I don't know if I just really liked it more because it's so Canadian, and I'm not even sure if it was made in Canada, but it should be.
Sorry.
This is one of those games that we had hours and hours of fun playing. It was this one and Trouble. And I wasn't sure which one to put up there. They're both basically the same game, just this one doesn't have the Pop-O-Matic bubble. So I went with sorry for
So you had some trouble picking and you're sorry.
I am. Well, I mean, you ask most people that know me, they'll tell you I'm sorry. Thank you for pretending. Up next, I want to steal your Rock'em Sock'em. No, I'm just totally kidding on that one. I lost my stuff here. Oh, you put it up there. Sorry. Where are they?
Yours are right after the news. Well, after my news.
After your news.
They're in the middle.
They're in the middle. I seriously don't see any of them. Oh, all right. There you go. Well, Rock'em Sock'em. That's a good one. There you are. Thank you. I found them right after what we were going to talk about the season finale of. But Rock'em Sock'em, this was another fun game. Now, did you have this game? Was this one?
I don't remember having this game. No.
I remember playing this game a lot, but I don't remember who I played it with, though. And I know I had it, and I had it at our place in Shirkston. So I just assumed, it would have been you.
Yeah,
Brian
definitely
Cutler.
wasn't me.
So, but yeah, I played a lot of cribbage, still do when camping. Cribbage is the one with the board.
The little
Little
pin.
I never really got that one either. That was
No.
another grandma game. I used to play Bastard Brag, great card game. I don't know what that is. Asshole was another good one.
Asshole.
Me and my sisters and cousins had fights over this. The Rock'em Sock'em, quite possibly. But this was a fun game, though. I mean, if you did ever get a chance to play it, and it was just basically this was the original button masher, like really just like Hungry Hippo, honestly, or any fighting game on a video game. So that was good. But it was one of those ones that got the blood boiling maybe sometimes, and another one that got the blood boiling that I always kind of had fun with was this. I mean, you want to talk about things? Yeah.
You take
a block from the bottom and you put it on top. You take a block from the middle and you put them on top. Yeah, man.
We dance behind the scenes. So
I was just going to say, everyone was missing out on the dancing there. It was, but it was a fun game. But it was one of those ones that, would piss you off more. But you were always pissing yourself off in it more than anything else. It was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Like, oh, why'd I go for that one? Or, but it was always a fun game. I like that one. Were you a Jenga guy?
I like Jenga. Yeah, I don't think I ever owned it, but I knew plenty of people that did.
Yeah. And it's always fun when I go to a restaurant or something and they've got that. It's just me, though. This other one I got at number 2. This is one that I've just recently started playing, and it is a kind of new game as well. But, I mean, you want to talk about a lot of fun if you've got no internet and just a bunch of buddies around. And this is a very adult game. Cards Against Humanity. This one, I mean, you're just going to have fun for hours. But the deck you can only play it so many times before you have to get new decks,
right?
Because you go through all the combinations, but it really does tell you more about your friends than it does about yourself for what they think is funny or what they think you'll think is funny if you're the person choosing. So I really like Cards Against Humanity. You've played it, I take it?
Yeah, I played it. It's fun.
Nice. Lots of laughs. Sonia also says it's Comic-Con in Montreal this weekend. Off topic. Yeah, it is. I think we're gonna have to try to go to that one year. Maybe we're gonna put it for our press pass next year and see what's up, because it would have been great to be there this weekend. Because not only is it Montreal Comic-Con, it's Jazz Festival they got going on right now too. So that would have been dope to check out.
I'll be on location in Montreal next month.
Oh, true. And you're going to a concert tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm going to see Blue. Well, the lineup is Blues Traveler, Jewel, and Train. We got the tickets during
for free
for fan week, so they were half price. So we got them for $25. So we're literally going for Blues Traveler. That's it.
Nice.
It's a work night.
I would watch Jewel. I'm not saying I don't even know that I even know
and they're late in her set. So yeah, we're gonna try to be home by 10 and get up, be responsible adults.
I think Jewel would be fun to watch in a bar setting.
Me and Jay Hart, we saw Jewel when we were in New York City the first time. She came out of the elevator. She was the musical guest that week, and John Goodman was the host. And she come out of the elevator and with her bodyguards and beelined it right through the lobby. Didn't want to stop, talk to anybody, take pictures with anybody. Just got in her car and she was gone. And while everybody was trying to chase her and talk to her and get pictures, John Goodman gets out of the elevator and is just standing there in the lobby. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? How's it going? Hey." All right, let's take a picture. Yeah,
Oh,
how
that's
you doing?
cool.
All right, hey, what's going on? And he ended up going on the tour with us.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
yeah.
I mean, I would be talking his ear off. I'd be that guy. I'd be that guy.
No, it was pretty awesome.
All right, my last number one pick for if you're bored, there's no internet, and this isn't really a board game per se, but it is a game that you and I played and put, hours and hours into. And this was a game that almost cost friendships. This almost cost our friend Barney Schisler his life every single time he was the DM.
I know
And
you're
speaking of DM,
that could have been 1 or 2 games, and now I know which one you're talking about.
because I said Barney.
Well, yeah, that could have been Baseball Stars.
Oh, well, you know what though? I always kicked his ass in Baseball Stars, so I was all right with that. But Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my God, we spent so much time. Me, you, Ron Buse, Barney Schisler, Rob Ryan, all at Barney's house. Usually at Barney's house, and
I played in a game in the back room of games a lot at the Seaway Mall on Saturdays for quite a while.
oh no way! I knew about those games. I just never made it out. I think this is something I would do. Like I would be down for doing a D&D, like starting something up again.
My kid has
a good DM, and I'm not a good DM. Like we would need.
Yeah,
a good DM.
I always liked being DM. My kid has a regular game with a group of friends he has.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's something we'll do. We'll put that out to the people and maybe start something up, and we can maybe do it Saturdays after the show or pre-show, whatever. Yeah, I like it. So that's my list. D&D, yo. D&D. D&D.
And everybody thought it was going to be the destruction of humanity.
Did you watch Stranger Things?
Yes, it was.
Did you watch Stranger Things 4?
I didn't know.
Do you watch Stranger Things at all or no?
I got about halfway through season 3.
Oh, okay.
And just stopped watching it.
It was like, that was me with a lot of shows. I do that a lot. So yeah.
That's a hard thing for me to do, to give it, because I've stuck with a lot of bad shows to the end just to find out what happens.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm the guy that I've stopped in the last season of shows, and I'm just like,
thank you, Wikipedia.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm trying to think. Sons of Anarchy.
I just lie in bed at home and go, that's how that ended.
Yeah. That's how I found out what happened at the end of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
I watched all of that up until like halfway through season 6. And I was like,
I watched the entire show knowing that was the ending.
What, this?
I'd never seen an episode
Right.
until it was already over.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell Amber the whole time we were binging it.
Now, I think neither one of us have this in the stories. You have stories about Soprano actors, but did you see that the creator of Sopranos came out and confirmed the ending of Sopranos?
No, I didn't see that.
Tony gets whacked. Like when they go to black, that's
Yeah.
so wow.
Well, there you
I
go.
don't like that he said. I'm happy they have an
Gone this long.
Right. Just let it go. Like we it was before our time, but there was a movie called Shane. Have you ever heard of Shane?
Yeah.
The cowboy. Do you know? Have you ever seen it?
It's one of Amber's favorite movies.
Yeah. So you don't know. Is he dead? Is he alive at the end? Is he slumped over, like riding off, or is he just riding off? Just let us not know. Let us just argue it out forever. And
We need Al Bundy sitting on the couch going, Shane.
Come back, Shane. I'm okay. But yeah, so give us that. So that was a little extra news story for you folks, because that's what we do for you sometimes. We throw you a little extra tidbit, a little tiny morsel that you were not expecting. And now you want more because you're greedy like that. We know. It's okay. It's all right. Speaking of greedy, just for Luke. That's it. Anyone who's listening to the podcast that we never upload anymore, We will start doing that again at some point. I promise. We'll start putting the audio up somewhere so you guys can listen to this on your commutes to work or on your walks or whatever. I know I've had a few messages from you asking why we don't do that anymore. I'm just lazy. We need somewhere new to upload it from. The place that we went through, Podcast Garden, doesn't seem to be too reliable lately. So, anyways, moving on. A lot of times, especially this time of year, we're finding that money is tight. Yeah, the government's giving us a lot off of gas now, but sometimes you want your internet to be working good, unlike it was yesterday, and you don't want to be paying big money. So what you got to do is go to right where Steve's pointing there, DocNet. You're going to go to docnet.ca. You're going to call Tony. You're going to say, listen, Tony, I am sick of paying all this money and just getting the same old service. What can you do for me? And Tony's going to say, hey, I'm going to give you that service, but I'm going to cut those prices. That's right. Go over to docnet.ca. Docnet.ca is going to connect your home to the world. Docnet.ca. Tom Rat GTV sent you. And with that, hey, I think it's a good time for us to get to Steve's 5-second movie review by Steve. Yeah. Jazz hands. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. So, Steve, your 5-second movie review this week, you have got what they are coining as the end of not the franchise, but just this movie series with all these particular characters and this kind of timeline, and that is Jurassic World Dominion, and all the usual characters are back. How did you feel about having to watch this one? Are you a Jurassic Park fan?
I mean, I liked them when they came out. The last series, I think the first one was all right.
Yeah.
And,
That comment pretty much nailed it. The first one was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a feeling we know where you may be going with this. So before we give too much away before the review, are you ready, sir? All right. So for those of you who have not seen this before, I am going to put 5 seconds on the board. In those 5 seconds, Steve is going to give his wholehearted review of the movie Jurassic Park Dominion, or Jurassic World Dominion.
Jurassic World Dominion.
Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Your 5 seconds are on the board. You may begin now.
The only thing I got from this movie was a Megasaurus.
Well done. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Every bad dinosaur joke that I've ever known is flying through my head right now. For some reason, in 2022, I feel like I can't say most of them.
Right.
Rare because they're dinosaurs and non-extinct, or non-extinct because they've gone extinct.
Right.
So yeah, it sounds like you weren't a big fan of this movie. Give us a little bit more about what you think.
It was long.
How long is this movie?
2:36 or something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
With end credits too.
I think was there an end credit? I don't remember. I don't know if I didn't stick around. The second I saw black, I was like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was tough to get through. I just been there, done that.
Yeah. So nothing new in this movie then, I guess.
No, there was nothing that grabbed me. No real, nothing. The storyline was, I mean,
very blah.
To not spoil too much. The dinosaurs aren't the only thing they're after in this one.
King Kong? Did they bring King Kong into this?
No King Kong, but Yeah, it just wasn't enough to sell me on any of it really.
Well, I guess we'll be waiting for Netflix for having to watch this one. So what are you giving this 1 out of 5? What's your score out of 5 for this movie? It doesn't sound like it's going to be too high.
I gave this one, and this is a shared effort because I love Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum so much. I gave it a 1, and only because of them.
Wow. So you must have really liked Thor Ragnarok. Oh, you didn't watch it, but they're both in it.
Oh.
Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum.
Nice.
Yeah. And Sam Neill is also in the newest Thor. So a 1 out of 5. Damn. Not a 1.5. A 1. But it's got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
That's what brought it down.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Pratt's all right as an actor. I'm not going to say anything else.
I don't know Chris Pratt as a person.
No, we don't know.
No. I know that the church he's associated with is a pretty known to be bad church, but that doesn't mean he's a bad person. We have no idea. But yeah, I think
we joke.
It's a joke. He's going to be Super Mario. That's his next thing.
That's right.
Voice of Super Mario. Because what says Italian more than Chris Pratt? It almost feels like when they're like, yo, we're going to make a movie about Egyptian gods, and we're going to call it Gods and what was it called? Gods and Monsters?
Gods and Monsters.
And everybody in it's going to be white except for one black dude. Oh, or Jake Gyllenhaal as the Prince of Persia.
Wasn't there someone that played a Norse god too that was
Chris Hemsworth?
No.
I mean, he's Australian.
Yeah.
But no. A Norse god. I don't know. Oh, I don't know about Norse god. I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen The Northman?
No.
I keep meaning to watch it because I think it's up both our alleys. But here's the thing.
Yeah, I really liked Vikings, so
yeah. Were you a fan of Conan? And I'm not saying it's the same. I have no idea, but I'm assuming it's kind of like that, but our version, like a modern version of it, and more graphic, from what I hear. But no, I don't mean graphic nudity.
Oh,
but maybe. Who knows? But I think that may be up on the list. Maybe we'll do that as our watch along night. All right. Well, there you go. So Jurassic World Dominion, 1 out of 5. In other words, it sucks ass, according to Steve. It's right up there with White Chicks, according to Steve.
It's less than sucking ass.
Oh. And sucking ass is just nasty. I'm assuming. I've never tried it, and I'm not going to because it's nasty. Let's move on. What? I don't get these millennials.
We're moving on.
I don't get millennials. What? I mean, like, really, who wants to eat ass? Like, how is that even a thing? Like, who's like, oh yeah, ooh, like, I mean, anywhere on the body, okay. Like, if you stick your tongue in my ear, I think that's gross. You know, what if somebody didn't clean to get the potatoes? You think someone didn't? Yeah, millennials are weird. Please move on.
Tide Pods. That's all I gotta say. Tide Pods.
Tide Pods. Listen. And I stood up for them with the Tide Pod thing. Not saying that they should do that. I'm just mean like we dealt with seeing idiots that were huffing glue when we were kids, right? So that was our equivalent of the Tide Pod kids.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it's not all millennials, it's millennials. But anyways, this eating ass shit. Let's move on.
So yeah, this
make me die.
Today's death show has been brought to you by DocNet.
Yeah, this is weird, eh?
Yeah, a lot of big names lost in the world of entertainment this week, and none bigger than James Caan. I mean, the guy's career spanned so many years. Played in so many roles, a lot of tough guy roles. He did get pigeon-toed a bit as a tough guy, but we saw him in movies like Elf and Misery, Bulletproof,
Yes.
Brian's Song, Rollerball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done so much, and he was such a good actor. And man, were you a Godfather guy? I mean, like that, because that was a little bit before our time. Like we were.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've watched them more recently, and I like them. Parts of them, I mean, they're obviously long, very dramatic. Some parts do drag a bit, but it's a good story, and there's a lot of good acting in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. They're ones that are hard to go back to, I find.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that I could do that.
So yeah, 82 years old, and then from the art world, from the cartoon world, just a great artist. He was also sorry, I had my things mixed up here. Game creator as well as an artist. Kazuki Takahashi.
Thank you.
60 years old. Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously.
Which was a huge part of it all for him.
Yeah.
I mean, and how old was he? 62?
60 years old.
Oh wow. That's young.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it.
And then we also had a couple days ago, just before the draft, we had former NHL defenseman Brian Marchment passed away.
What a weird one.
Yeah, 53 years old. Played for a bunch of teams. One of those, suitcase players that was just a great role player. Would do what was needed to be done. Chicago Blackhawks, Winnipeg Jets, Hartford Whalers, Edmonton Oilers, Tampa Bay Lightning, Colorado Avalanche, Toronto Maple Leafs, Calgary Flames, and then in the front office for the Sharks, as well as playing with them for years.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, man, that's and there's still no word, right, on what happened.
No cause of death yet.
And 53.
Yeah.
And I hope he's okay and all. We heard from new Sharks GM and first ever black GM in the NHL, Mike Greer, spoke out as well about Marchand and how Marchand welcomed him in the league in Edmonton and helped him room with him and stuff like that, and that he was like one of those gracious players that was, just team first and all about everybody, making sure you felt like you were part of the team, which is going to be hard, especially back then. Like that's still an early part of black people being in hockey when Mike Greer was there. So yeah, man. Do you remember the condom snorting?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, Steve would have been one of those people to do that. Look what I can do. No,
we don't necessarily remember this next guy from F Troop, which he was most famous for. Larry Storch, as you see here, him here in F Troop. I remember him from his voice work. I did a lot of voices in Hanna-Barbera stuff in cartoons of the 70s and early 80s. But I remember him when Kelly went to the Larry Storch School of Acting. On a few episodes of Married with Children. 99 years old.
Oh, wow. Good life.
Yeah.
I found another one that you didn't get in there, and I'm not sure because I think it just got posted, and it did earlier, and that is, I don't know if you know him from Star Trek at all, but he was on 24. He played President Logan on 24, and that's Greg Itzin. He was also on Star Trek quite a bit. He passed away as well. And it was John Cassar that was mentioning it, that he passed away. He'll be missed by his 24 family, who had nothing but love and respect for him. You made your mark. Now rest in peace, my friend. is what he had said, and he died at the age of 74. So
Wow.
yeah,
Quite a week.
yeah, it was a week for losing a lot of celebrities, and we're not done. You got another one there, don't you?
Not a death, no.
Oh, I thought I saw you put. Yeah, you did.
Oh yes, I do. My apologies. Oh man,
This is another big one.
Tony Cicero,
Yeah.
79 years old, from Sopranos. He played Paulie, obviously. He was in Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, Godfather, Gotti. Just one of those guys. Was a go-to guy for any mob or tough guy movie. Or
Yeah. And you look at him, and he looks like a tough guy, mob guy.
yeah,
So, yeah, pretty rough week when it came to the celebrity passings. And
yeah.
as always, I blame Steve. It just it just makes sense. To go from death to kind of death related here. So David Harbour, you know who David Harbour is?
Yeah. Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, Hellboy. He was on a podcast recently, and he was talking in an interview about his when he was younger and trying to get jobs. And he said, when I was younger, it's so embarrassing, but I remember playing that famous Scottish king, and I'm being like, I'm going to kill a cat or something. This is what he told GQ in an interview. He says, I'm going to go murder something to know what it feels like to murder. I didn't actually do it, obviously. Not only is that stuff silly, it's dangerous, and it actually doesn't produce good work. Now, he was talking about actors that are meta, you know, like your Christian Bales, your I always want to call him Daniel Langlois because they look so similar, but Daniel Day-Lewis and things like that. And there's been a lot Harbour and a couple of other actors and actresses that have come out against meta, saying that it doesn't do anything to actually enhance your role. And that's what he's saying there. I don't know if I would have mentioned the cat part, though.
Right.
Remember Liam Neeson just saying that after his friend got raped by a black person, he wanted to go out and just kill the first black person he saw. And that was just a thought that he had that he thought was stupid afterwards. And he was like, oh, I never ever did it. And then he got blacklisted from Hollywood for like a year or two. Like, come on, Harbour. I mean, it didn't work for Alf. It's not going to work for you.
Ah!
Ah! Ah! All right. That's what do you got?
Yeah, kind of the whole theme for our show today was talking about things you do in your pastime without internet, and the whole reason being Rogers Telecommunications went down across Canada this past Friday into today. Some parts are still not back, but the people are calling for more variety. Canada pays some of the biggest telecom prices out of any country in the world.
Right.
And it's time that we get some more competition in here and give Canadians some more choices. A lot of people are calling for a boycott of Rogers Centre. They didn't have to boycott the weekend last night at Rogers Centre, though, because that show was canceled due to Ticketmaster going heavily digital now with their tickets. They weren't set up as well as the payment plans of credit and debit. They just weren't set up to capacitate that many people and get people in on time. So that show was postponed, but Budweiser stage, Keith Urban went, and they told everybody, make sure you download your tickets before the show using Wi-Fi somewhere and bring cash. And Budweiser stage, if you're local, is no longer a cash place.
What was it when we went? When we went, was it when we went to go see Sam Roberts? Was it cash only or was it debit only when we were
It was
there?
debit only now.
Right.
They've gone completely cashless.
Yeah, because that was kind of
except for the parking. You can't pay, it's $30, but you can pay cash now.
Well, of course. Parking's always cash is king.
What do you mean? We only had 10 cars parked here last night.
Here's my thing. I understand all the people being upset about Rodgers going down. Obviously,
Because this isn't the first time either with Rodgers.
right. But it's not like they did it on purpose. And
Right. And it wasn't like really an extended period of time. Like I know it's a few people aren't back yet, but most people got it back this morning.
right.
You're talking a day.
The boycott though, like what is that going to do? And there are other like it's not they have a monopoly because they offer the best services between them and Bell because they have the most towers. It's not, at least as far as I know, is it? And I'm not sticking up for them at all because I don't have Rogers and never have.
Yeah, and that's something my cell phone service provider as well as my internet are somebody that uses Bell lines and Cogeco lines and Bell towers anyway. So
yeah, I guess my whole point is, do we have to protest every fucking thing? Like, I mean, I'm starting to get to the point where someone starts to say we're going to protest, no matter what it is, my brain starts to shut off right away. And I'm like, I don't even give a fuck what you're talking about at this point. And I'm not saying that on purpose, and I'm sure there's a lot of good reasons to protest stuff. But now, as soon as I'm just like right away, I'm just like, no, like I don't wanna. I don't have time for man. Like I don't care. Like what's next? Like, fuck. It's like when I see somebody driving with a Canadian flag now. If there's two flags, I'm like, if there's one flag, I'm like, oh, okay. If there's two, I'm sure there's a fuck Trudeau sign.
You've seen some of these trucks around Welland that have more than two.
If they're on there with a fucking hockey stick, they're tied to a hockey stick. Just saying, we know there's a fuck Trudeau sign in the back, and we're not even Trudeau guys. Neither one of us. I've never voted Liberal one time in my life, and I vote every time. But anyways, let's move on. What do you got for a news story after? Oh, that was you with the weekend, right?
Yeah, I'll go again, then you can go. Sure.
Yeah.
Did you get enough of the Amber and Johnny trial?
Oh, fuck yes, I did. I got too much.
Well,
I feel like I overdosed on it.
Well, one of the jurors is now being suspected of not being who they were supposed to be. Amber's lawyers have stepped in, and the juror, whatever the subpoena that went out was someone with the same name, went to the wrong person. That person, I don't know if they're saying knowingly yet or unknowingly, showed up for jury duty, got selected, may result in a mistrial.
I mean, no, I don't care. It's not news. This isn't news. I don't mean for you. I mean, like, fuck off. Like, I mean that in the nicest way I could possibly put it.
Get on with it. Give us the next trial of the century.
And you know what? And I think I know what the next trial of the century might be. I'm going to do back-to-back stories here. Twitter shareholders may be suing Elon Musk. And you say, why? Well, that's because Elon Musk has terminated his deal to buy Twitter. Now, last we heard, and we reported, and everyone had reported, that Elon tried to buy Twitter, looked like he was about to buy Twitter, and then the shareholders put it on hold somehow. And now they're saying that Elon backed out and he terminated it. Did he terminate it, or is this a spin doctor thing? Because it really seems like he didn't buy it and he wasn't going to be able to buy it. And now he's just like, oh, no, I never really wanted it. And also, the biggest troll job on the right wingers is Elon saying that he was going to buy Twitter and bring back free speech and Donald Trump.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and none of that's happening now. Maybe this was always his end game, was because he was a liberal before. So I don't know, man. Wait, like this is almost up there with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff for me, honestly. At this point, what are you thinking of Elon? What are you thinking of our Iron Man?
I honestly can't wrap my head around being a billionaire and still wanting to work. I just can't do it.
To be fair, though,
I can't.
because I've always Elon as a person never been a huge fan because he's fucking weird, and there's a lot of weird people, but you cannot like certain people just for their personality traits, and that's a person. His personality trait would be too much for me. But what I've always liked, at least in the way he's talked over the years, he's always been about the betterment of man. It's never been about the money for him because he's just like, I've got money. What the fuck do I care? So it was about, at first it was making those Tesla batteries. He made that big one in Australia, right? That took care of a bunch of their bills, basically. I'd love to see that over here. He wanted to make it so that the Tesla battery can be in everybody's home, that you can buy one that would power your home and cost you like 12 grand, between 12 and 25 grand, if I'm remembering correctly. Which another great thing. He wanted to, of course, repurpose and terraform Mars so we could live there in the future or whatever. He seems to want to do things for humanity. He wants to make that loop, that underground loop, the monorail. What's it called? Monorail. From LA to New York, which would make that a 15-minute ride or some shit like that. Yeah. The Hyperloop. So he's always looking to better things, and I like that about him. But there's a lot of times I'm like, oh shit, man, there's some Lex Luthor in him too. And sometimes I'm just like, there's just some idiot.
Well, psychologists and stuff have said there's a fine line between genius and insanity, and to be one of the CEOs of these fucking corporations, you have to be cold, stone cold, and cutthroat, man.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But I don't know. Like I said, it seemed that part like he was trying to be for the betterment of man. I like this. Give us what we want. Trump on trial for treason and a fuckload of other charges. That's from Kurt Jr. And Kurt is in Pittsburgh, or is he just a Pittsburgh fan?
I don't know. I think he's just in Pittsburgh, or Pittsburgh fan. Sorry, as we're outing him.
Yeah, well, we won't hold that against him. But yeah, I mean, we're in Canada and we're watching the Trump shit still too. I'm watching that more than I watch the Depp and Heard shit. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. All right, what do you got?
Well, I'm sure you and a lot of people that watch this show and follow this page watched this week, and that was the trailer for Clerks 3.
I did share it.
What's that?
I did share it on our page.
You did share it, yeah.
Yes.
What did you think?
I like it. Very meta, if you will.
Yeah.
I love that they're giving Randall a heart attack while he's working at the Quickie Stop, just like Kevin did. Then he gets the bright idea to make a movie about his life. And I guarantee that line that Dante says to him about, I thought you would have made a movie or something like that, or you can make movies better than these guys. I guarantee you that was something that was said to him in real life. So I'm down. You know me, I'm down for it. What I'm down for is Pittsburgh fan, live in Virginia. That's right. What I'm down for is, so Kevin Smith just posted that they're touring with Clerks 3 like they did with Clerk. Only Canadian date so far is Vancouver. But he said in a video that they will be adding more. So my assumption is you and I are probably going to be going to see that. And he will answer my questions. He will, I tell you, damn it. He will. But yeah, I'm down for it. What about you? What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I liked it. Like you said, very meta, making a movie about his life, right? So yeah, I've been a big fan of the Askewniverse, View Askewniverse.
The View Askew?
Yeah. So yeah, bring it on. As long as I get moose jaws, I'm good.
So I wanted to ask you that actually the other day. The View Askewniverse. That's obviously Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob, Dogma, all the stuff that's got Jay and Silent Bob in it. But Chasing Amy's part of that. I've never seen Chasing Amy. Are Jay and Silent Bob in that?
I don't remember them being in that one.
Because the cat, not the cast, but some of the characters from Chasing Amy are in Jay and Silent Bob.
Right. So that makes it part of the verse for sure.
Right. Now, but what about the Canadian stuff? You called last time we talked about it, you gave it a name, like the North.
It was the Great Canadian Trilogy.
Now, and is that the official kind of?
Yeah, and Kevin has. I don't know if that's it, but it's the Great White North Canadian Trilogy or something to that effect. Kevin has said, and it has always been supposed to be Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and the final one being Moose Jaws, which is basically Jaws with a moose.
I mean,
loose in the Alberta wilderness.
And we've talked about that one a bit too on here, and how if they are going to do that, they better include everybody from those. Not everybody, but
including Johnny Depp, because Johnny Depp is what pulls those stories together, being the cop.
But yeah, and the cop's got to be there. Plus, you should at least have brief cameos at the very least from Harley Quinn and Lily Rose.
Lily Rose, yeah.
And which is Johnny Depp's daughter, and
Justin Long,
and bring in Justin Long. I'm
still as the Walrus.
He better be. He is the Walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo, motherfucker. What? You know it's true. Yeah, so I'm down for it. I love the View Askew just like you do, and I'm down for it. Give me more. Give me all of it. And talking about giving us more, I don't know if you've watched this. I've talked about it a few times. I'm the cartoon guy. You're not really a cartoon guy as much as I am. I keep saying they're adult cartoons, but they're not always. But this one definitely is, and that was Harley Quinn on HBO. Have you seen it at all? The first two seasons?
No.
It is absolutely stupid, ridiculous, bonkers, and there's so many. They make so much fun of DC comics and characters and superheroes. It's great, and Kaylee Cuoco is honestly my favorite Harley Quinn. I am a Tara Strong guy from the OG. She's not the first, but she was the second one to do Harley. But oh my God, Kaylee Cuoco is fucking great, and the show is amazing. And we found out today that season 3 will be back streaming on HBO Max, Blixter, or Crave TV. July 28th, it's coming. And as we can see in the background, Batman is there with Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Gordon played by, oh my God, I always forget his name, but he was on Law and Order, and he was on that TV show Happy. You watched Happy, didn't you?
Yeah, a bit of it.
I forget what that guy's name is, the lead actor, but he's in it as Commissioner Gordon. Batman's great. And it's Rel, the I think that's his name. Yeah. He plays King Shark. The show is great. I'm telling you, I have a lot of fun watching it each and every week that it is on, and I'm super stoked to see it come back. And absolutely fucking ridiculous and violent. So it's violent, it's funny, and it's ridiculous. So it gets my money every time. You did.
Well, something you love that much is, they're rare. And one of those things that we just love that much is Paul fucking Rudd. I mean,
who doesn't?
The guys, if you hate Paul Rudd, I hate you. I'm sorry. I hate to make that judgment call, but.
I mean, if someone says they hate Paul Rudd, though, that says more about them.
Right.
Than anything else. That's a
12-year-old boy who only got 2 signatures in his yearbook. He was bullied and teased. Brandy Ritter from Colorado. Paul Rudd reached out to him and sent him a Ant-Man helmet, as you can see, to my good friend Brody, for when he takes on the world. Yeah.
Ant-Man.
He also took the time to FaceTime with Brody. They talked about some of their common interests: chess, fencing, and dinosaurs.
Can I just say, I really, really pissed at myself. I didn't put chess down as one of my games, if not my number one game, because I fucking love chess. I am not good at chess. Let me rephrase that. I'm good at chess. I'm as good at chess as I am at poker, which means I get it. And if you're easy to bluff, I'm good at chess.
Yeah, that was something I taught to my son pretty young too, and that he really took a shining to. He was in the chess club. I was in the chess club. Yeah.
Mr. Martin, was that
Mr. Martin?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that. Miss Farrar part of that too, or no?
No. I was mainly in it because we got out of school for a couple of days to go to these tournaments, and I would accidentally lose right away. So I was out and then spend the day walking around the falls.
It's funny. We should do a show on that one day too, though, because I tried to go for the chess club, but it was always the same time as the Physical Olympics. Like that was our the thing, and I did the Physical Olympics, but for the exact same reason, just to get out for the day, like do the slow.
That's why we were in the choir in grade school.
Yeah, we would. Well, for the Physical Olympics, that we go to Brock University to do the Olympics, and it was just like, okay, I'm grade 11, grade 12. I just want to go see college girls, basically. Gonna do the slow bike run. We had to do like the egg drop off the roof with we had to make a paper kind of apparatus around it.
Yeah.
That couldn't have tape or anything on it. Yeah. Anyways, that's what happened. I mean, it was no Ant-Man, but it was still pretty good. Hey man, I'm starting to think that Adam Sandler is a big basketball fan, and that basketball is a big fan of Adam Sandler. Of course, Hustle doing really well on Netflix, showcasing that he's a great dramatic performer. We saw him a couple weeks ago. I don't know if we had the story, but I saw it on the news. Him playing pickup basketball with just some local kids in Toronto when they're filming something. And you know what? The universe listens, they say. And this is happening. NBA 2K23. One of the alternate covers is Adam Sandler. No word yet if he will be a playable character, but I tell you what, if Adam Sandler is playable, I am buying this game. I have last year's, and I usually take for hockey, I get every single year. Basketball, I wait a couple of years. I'll get 1 year, and then I'll wait a few years and get another one.
I'm an every other year guy with my sports games.
Yeah. Hockey is the only one that I do every year. Every other.
I've been trying to do it every other year, but the last couple of years, because on the year that Seattle came in was the year I wasn't going to buy it. I was like, oh, fuck, there's a new team. I got to fucking buy it this year.
Fucking Krakens. Fucking crackers. I mean, Krakens. But yeah. No, you're not a big basketball guy, or?
No, not really.
Yeah. Would you buy something like that? Because it's
I always had fun playing the NBA Jam games, and I like simulation games. So I did like playing the more realistic 2K basketball.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I would always use Sacramento. And who was their 3-point guy? Mitch Richmond.
Well, they had Mitch. Oh, was it Mitch Richmond? But no, they had Doug Christie. Doug Christie
all day.
Doug Christie, the ex-Raptor, was a 3-point specialist for them too, I believe. But there was somebody else there too. I'm remembering. I can't think of offhand, but
or maybe was it Sacramento or Golden State? I'm thinking of Sacramento
or Dallas, probably, because Sacramento and Dallas came in around the same time. Well, I think. Anyways, they were. But
I lived and died by the 3 when we'd play tournaments and that.
Yeah, he's on fire. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, cool, man.
I like the street ball that came out a few years back too. The street ball.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Which was basically NBA Jam.
Yeah,
it was like the big head EA Sports version.
Right.
All right. What do you got next?
Well, this is a series both you and I love. We saw the dark side of football. We've seen the dark side of wrestling. Next, we're getting the dark side of comedy.
This could be the darkest of them all.
Yeah, this one is coming to Vice TV, as I said, August 16th, 9 p.m. will start. We'll feature, as you see,
I
Artie
want to
Lang,
cry just seeing most of this.
Andrew Dice, Brett Butler, Dustin Diamond, Roseanne Barr, Richard Pryor, Chris Farley, and Gilbert Godfrey. Also to be featured will be Greg Giraldo, Patton Oswalt, and somebody else. I do apologize. I didn't have it written down.
And did Greg Giraldo commit suicide or did he overdose?
I can't remember, so I don't want to say, but I
feel like he committed suicide.
I think it was suicide. Yeah, I apologize if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and it was sad because he was getting really big for like a year. Like he was always big,
and he was the comics comic.
Yeah, comics loved him, but there was one year where he started getting really big, where the public was starting to know him. And then I don't know what happened, if he just didn't work in Hollywood. Like, something just didn't work out. And then it was like a year later, he was gone. So,
yeah,
sad.
Yeah, this one, bring your tissues, like you said, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. So, listen, this is Ryan's All Things Geek. And although we talk about comic book movies a lot, we rarely talk about comic books on here. And I've gotten back into reading them. It's been like I've been off for a bit. I'm still behind on a lot of stuff, but came back in time just to see there is a new Captain America in the comic books. And it is none other than, that's right, Jessica Jones herself. Jessica Jones. Yeah. I was like, wait, she does. That's what
I was like,
Jessica Jones doesn't have a code name. She's like one of those superheroes that doesn't wear a mask, doesn't wear a uniform. Brian Michael Bendis created her, and she has a kid with Luke Cage. So neither one of them wears costumes or anything or has a secret identity. They just go out and, you fuck around and find out, basically. So this isn't going to last. I'm sure this is just like a one-off. We know that Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers are Captain America, and that's basically it's going to be. They're doing a Captain America of the United States or something like that, and each state, I think, has their own Captain America. I don't read a lot of Captain America. I just saw this one there. I thought it was a cool story, so I put it out there. But especially with Jessica Jones coming to or being a part of the MCU now, and it looks like all the Defenders are coming back. And Marvel changed the name, like the TV show or the TV company Disney Plus changed Netflix's Marvel's Jessica Jones to AKA Jessica Jones. We don't know why yet, but that's it. So cool. I'm down. What do you got?
Well, you ever been sitting at home and you look in the fridge and you got the typical stuff. You got your filtered water, you got your carbonated drinks, you got your juice. And then sometimes you just want something different. And there was the song. There was the song, the chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. This, I hope, was a joke. I just found this picture on the internet. But coming soon from a brewery in Fort Worth, Texas.
You know what? Fuck you, Texas.
Called the Martin House Brewing Company. They are actually brewing a hard seltzer that's going to be used to make the hot dog water and the seltzer, the liquor, and yeah, I'm at a loss for words here. When Limp Bizkit songs start coming true, we're in trouble.
I just want to say, I get that Texas has no taxes, so like that's cool for people and stuff, and like fuck you, Texas. Like fuck you, man. Hot dog flavored water is a prank you play on people. You put it in their ice cubes, like put it in the ice tray, and then you prank them. It's not. It's
Yeah, Martin House Brewing Company's hot dog water hard seltzer will be available come this August.
Texas. You are the new Florida. I mean,
No word on the chocolate starfish.
that'll be the next drink. Chocolate starfish, made out of an actual starfish's. Anyways,
Jesus. The deep can be their spokesperson.
speaking of the deep, hey, this isn't even speaking of the deep, but there's rumblings out there of Space Jam 3. Space Jam 2 was out there and with LeBron James and didn't really do all that well. But I mean, we just found out that we're getting a Space Jam new legacy with the Noir. No, we're really not. We're not. I saw that and I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
What did you think of this season of The Boys and the season finale?
Yeah, the season finale was crazy. It was great. It was a lot of things.
It was a lot of things.
The whole
There's gonna be spoilers, okay, folks?
the
There's
whole
only
Black
a couple
Noir thing is definitely weird.
and he's gone. Like, so Eric Kripke said he's dead. But Eric Kripke said, so the actor's coming back for sure. The actor will be back. But that Black Noir is dead. He's like, but it was just a mute dude underneath the mask. So Black Noir will be back. The actor will be back. But he will be back as a different person as Black Noir.
Right.
This season was so fucking crazy. So fucking Soldier Boy, Homelander's daddy, or his genetic pop at least.
Yeah.
And then we've got a new villain in the making in Ryan. Not me, but in Homelander's son.
And him.
I mean, I've always been here. I'm like Agatha. It was Zeus all along. But you see at the end where he gets that demonstration, and he's there with Ryan, and somebody throws. There's one protester, and the protester throws like an empty
Bottle.
and it hits Ryan, and Homelander in a fit of rage blows his head off with lasers, and it's Mother Milk's fucking ex-wife's boyfriend or new husband that starts chanting for Homelander at the end. Did you notice that was him?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so you see Homelander's like, oh my God, like I can do anything. And he gets this huge smile. And then Ryan gets a small smile on his face too. Like, oh shit, yeah. Carte blanche. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna put this out there. Tony Starr, Anthony Starr, Tony deserves a fucking Emmy for Homelander. And I don't care if it's superhero based, anything like that. The shit that we see him do with his eyes and the self-internalization throughout this entire series, the way he's like, you can see he's cracking inside and he's trying to put on a happy face. I mean, it is so intense. That dude deserves every award in the world that they give out for TV acting. Give the guy a fucking Golden Globe at this point. And
Yeah, no, he's a great character for sure.
A great actor, I think, especially for that. Anyways, what do you got?
Some video games to talk about. This one, pretty excited about. Skull and Bones coming from Ubisoft. This game, they said, if you played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that game was 36 square miles or 36 square kilometers, or 240 miles. This game, Skull and Bones, it's basically going to be an open world pirate game. will be 95 square kilometers or 625 miles of map. Assuming a lot of that's going to be water, pirate ship battles taking place.
Did you play Black Flag?
I didn't play Black Flag. No, that's kind of when I fell off the Assassin's Creed games.
And I played the last. I have Valhalla because it was part of my Plus thing, so I got it for free. I haven't started it yet because I just finished Odyssey, the Greek one,
right?
Which I really liked. And there's a lot of boat missions, and I like the boat missions. I would not like an entire game of just being pirates and being on the boat. I don't think.
I know my son plays
mostly water work. I'm just like,
yeah. There's an open world game, the online game that my son plays. It's basically you're basically pirates and you do the same thing. It's more Minecrafty though, like in the graphics, not blocky, but it's not like this, right?
Right.
And it's widely popular. So yeah, this is going to be more like the adult version of that, I'm assuming. And
I mean, it might be good. And but I just know Black Flag, like you. That's where I kind of fell off of Assassin's Creed.
This is 4 years behind schedule. This game and will be out November 8th, so it better be good.
So far.
Yeah.
What year? So I found this kind of funny, and I'm going to give my review just after we're done the news and stuff of Thor: Love and Thunder. But Taika Waititi, who directed the movie, you're welcome. He also plays Korg in the movies. Natalie Portman, back in Thor: Love and Thunder, playing Jane Foster, the mighty Thor. Taika, who we all know is directing his own standalone Star Wars movie, said to Natalie Portman on set, "You know what? I really like working with you. Do you happen to know I'm doing Star Wars movies? You should really be in one of them." I'm just saying you might need to do some homework, Taika. I get it's a standalone and you don't have to do with any past characters. And you don't want any past characters in it, but guess what, buddy? You just asked a past character. She was kind of big one. She was kind of important. She was the original. She's the mama bear. You heard the story too?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I really hope he does like you said, does some research before he starts putting pen to paper.
At first, I thought it was like an Onion type story. Like I thought it was fake. And then you start seeing it everywhere. And I'm like, come, Taika. Taika. You got anything else, buddy?
Yeah, my last video game story. Another game coming out soon. This one will be 2023 from Taiwan developer. It's going to be for next-gen consoles and PC, first-person shooter. RoboCop Rogue City. We got our first look at it this week with the trailer coming out.
Nice.
I'm not a big fan of the. I can't say I'm not a big fan of the first-person shooters because I absolutely love the Medal of Honor games.
And I love COD, which are the good modern.
Yeah, I might have to check this one out. I was a big RoboCop fan.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be based on like the original movies, and if so, do I get to shoot some guy's dick off? What?
Yeah.
What? The whole reason why that first movie was rated R.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, who wouldn't want to do that? It'd be fun.
Or dump toxic sledge on them.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
There's lots of those. Yeah, give it all to us. So that was the news. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Thor: Love and Thunder. Try not to give away any spoilers for you guys because it literally just came out Thursday night or Friday, technically. Why do they say Friday is the release date when it always comes out the day before?
Right.
Like they always come out Thursday for special preview. We went to see that fourth 4:30, and there was like another 6 showings after us. Not 6, but you know what I mean. I never got that. Anyway, so for me, this was a special day. My son working at No Frills, your old first job, one of your first jobs.
No, Camiso's was my first job, but yeah.
Working there and collecting a paycheck. And like I showed you guys last week, he bought me the Star Wars Stormtrooper hot sauces heads. And I have been bringing him to Marvel movies since they came out. They've been out for 18 years, and I've been taking them to the movies for 21 years, basically. Well, my son brought me this week, and we went to go see Thor opening night. As you can see there, that is him smiling. No, for real, that is his smile. The second the camera went off, he looked at me and gave me like a smirk. I was like, you son of a bitch, every time. The movie, though. So, if you're a fan of Thor 1 or 2, but you didn't like Thor Ragnarok because it was such a departure from those and went really comedic, you're really not going to like this one because it goes full in on the comedy in this one. Christian Bale, there's no comedy with Christian Bale at all. Every scene Gore the God Butcher is in.
It's probably in his contract.
Yeah.
No fun while I'm on set.
Taika did an interview and said he almost got Christian Bale to do a fucking dance scene, like a silly dance scene, and go into it.
Bad dance.
But it didn't work. It just didn't work with the script. He said, right? Well, and then it was funny because he was doing the interview with Chris Hemsworth, and Hemsworth was like, "I did one of those, and it didn't make it into the movie." I don't know why I gave him a British accent there when he's Australian doing a Norwegian accent, but anyways, that's what happened. Bale is awesome. He's a powerhouse like he always is. Like he's that tour de force, if you will, and he gives absolutely everything. Now, if you've read the Gore comics, which is a relatively new kind of villain, like I'd say within the last 5 to maybe 10 years. But in the comic books, he's way more powerful than he is in this movie. And even his origin story, it's kind of similar to this, but on a much scaled down version. Like I said, I'm trying not to give away any spoilers here. But the movie itself, Thor, Lady Thor's in this. That's not a spoiler. You see it in the commercials. You see Natalie Portman's back, Jane Foster. She is the mighty Thor, just like in the comic books. She has cancer, and when she holds Mjolnir, obviously the cancer's gone, but every time she becomes the mighty Thor and then reverts back to her normal form, the cancer's even worse, just like in the comic books. So that was neat that they did keep somewhat to the storylines there. And Natalie Portman, a lot of people shit on her, but I've always liked her as an actress. Like The Professional. Ever since The Professional, I've been a Natalie Portman fan. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that one, no.
Leon, The Professional? I think you've had to have seen it, where she's the little kid that lives. Gary Oldman's in it, Renee, whatever his name is, and he's a hitman, and Natalie Portman's a little girl neighbor that ends up having to stay with him as the hitmen are going there. Gary Oldman's a corrupt cop that tries to storm the building and take out. Yeah, you know. Wow. Seriously? Wow. All right. Well, you definitely got to watch that if you've never seen it.
What's it called again?
The Professional. I'm actually going to bring it up right now.
All right.
For the trailer, and we'll get in trouble for it, but whatever. The Professional. But it was a great movie, and I like her, and she's good in this movie as well. But it is very, very comedic heavy. Like they don't slow down at all with the comedy.
Do you mind? Sorry to interrupt, but do you mind if I bring a fan on?
Sure, do that. Is it an actual fan?
Sorry, I'm just warm.
Who says you can't get
I knew you were going to do
100%
that.
white
Oh,
teeth? Try
See,
Crest whitening
just because of that,
emulsions.
now I had to
10
put on a
years of
commercial
stains
from
in
YouTube.
just 4 days.
You know what's funny is I was on the other tab, and you're like, "You mind if I bring a fan on?" And I'm like,
And you can
"Is
see
it an
it.
actual real fan?" And I couldn't even see, but I knew that's where you were going with it. That's too funny. All right, here we go. I'm gonna share this here. Whoops. You've had to have seen this movie though. Like I can't believe that you wouldn't have. Because you're into this violent stuff and you like Gary Oldman. You see that? Is it sharing? Oh, there it is. Here we go.
Yes.
All right, so tell me if you've seen this before.
This guy comes to town every Tuesday. Are you free Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm free Tuesday. You can't stop what you can't see.
This guy came from the outside. He was a pro. He was fast.
In the art of the kill, Leon was the master.
Somebody's coming up. Somebody's serious.
He never missed a hit. Never got caught.
You're indestructible. Bullets slide off you. You play with them.
And above all else,
Oh, I'm trying,
he
Kurt.
never had a reason to care.
Until now.
Until now.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
The family was shot down by DEA officers.
3 kids here. One of them is missing.
That's Natalie Portman.
Find her.
That's what she was in.
Please.
From the director of La Femme Nikita,
Don't help me, I'll die tonight.
That was a good movie too, La Femme Nikita.
an innocent girl with no one else to turn to.
What exactly do you do for a living?
Cleaner.
You mean you're a hitman? Cool.
A perfect assassin.
I need you to help me, Leon. I want to get those dirtbags who killed my brother.
With someone to finally believe in.
Change ain't good. Remember that, Leon.
I will. They're about to come face to face with the cop who's crossed the line.
Bring me everyone. Bring me everyone.
Bring me everyone! Oh, this movie's so good, Steve. You've never seen this? Gary Oldman is at his ultimate Gary Oldman-ish.
See, when you said that you couldn't believe that I didn't see this because I like Gary Oldman and I like violence, you had that confused with I'm just a violent old man.
Oh, you don't like Gary Oldman?
No, I just like Gary Oldman.
Oh.
There's someone
Oops.
like you.
Sorry, I thought. There we go. Get rid of that.
And
No, that movie is great.
that.
I would actually.
What
I missed what you said
that?
there. What'd you say?
I don't know.
I said I'm not violent. I'm a pussycat.
Oh,
It was fucking
as
weird.
long as there's no fucking mosh pit around.
Well, I was trying to, okay.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But I think you would like that movie, though. I highly recommend it. So does Kurt Jr., who just said, get that man a DVD now.
I'll check Flick Store after.
Yeah, I'm
the
pretty
show.
sure it's there. It's there. It's a really good movie. Now that I think about it, I want a sequel to that fucking movie. Like, I really do. Like, because
Danny Aiello.
that was Danny Aiello.
He's gone now, right?
Yeah, you did his stuff.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah.
I think a while ago.
Mhm.
I think it's been a hot minute since he passed away. That's too bad because you know what would have been great as his last movie, not his last movie, but as Bruce Willis's last movie. If we could have got a Hudson Hawk Part 2,
It was like one of the
because
worst
I would.
movies,
You know what, Amber? We don't need that kind of negativity around
dude.
here.
It was for Bruce Willis Day. I was disappointed, man. Seriously.
Hudson Hawk.
Yeah.
Hudson Hawk was one of his biggest flops ever, and it is one of my most guiltiest pleasures ever. I don't care.
It's
love it.
it's on Store.
Oh, I know. I've watched it on Flickster many times too.
No, I mean the professional.
Oh, Le Professionnel. Leon. It's so good, dude. It is really good. Mind you, I haven't watched it in about 10 years, so maybe.
I definitely loved hearing classic movie trailer guy.
Right? Because he did every movie back then. From the makers of V.I. Warshawski and Romancing the Blues.
Romancing the Blues. What?
Yeah. The Blues. That was another Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid
Yes, he
movie.
was stoned.
No, Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid, I said. You're thinking Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
And
Yeah.
Russell,
But
you're
I don't think it's Romancing the
Michael
Blues. It's
Douglas.
something.
Yes, Kirk Douglas.
I always forget the name of it. It's something the Blues, though. I want to say
Kathleen Turner and
Romancing
who?
the Blues.
Dennis Quaid?
Did you know? Give you a little trivia here. Did you know that Michael Keaton's real name is Michael Douglas? And when he got into the business, there was already a Michael Douglas. He had to change it to Michael Keaton.
I did
You
know
know what
that.
else Michael Keaton is? The best Batman ever. My fave.
Yeah, he's up there.
I'm a
I'd say
huge
so. I agree.
Huge.
I don't know about the best, and he's back now playing Batman in the new Batgirl movie. He's playing old man Batman. Oh, and the movie that I was thinking of with Dennis Quaid and Kathleen Turner is called Undercover Blues.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, it's so horrible and so fucking good at the same time.
It was horrible.
Oh yeah, it's so cheesy. I loved it. I love family friendly, stupid dad joke type shows, and that's what that one was.
Uh-huh.
What? Listen, you like white chicks, so don't tell me anything.
The white chicks and the hot chick are like the best movies.
Those are two of them.
I love those.
That was your backup is the fucking hot chick.
I love the hot chick even more.
Listen, you cannot.
Zack and Mary, another
You
one.
just
Right
lost
up there.
all the ability to say anything because of those both. Like
Little Man, I love that shit.
what is Little Man? Oh, come, just stop with the weigh-ins.
That's awesome.
You don't even like the good
It's like
weigh-ins.
naked sucked.
You don't even like the good weigh-ins.
Oh yeah, I do. Those are the best, man.
What is up with Facebook user today? I know today. But yeah, Romancing the Blues was funny. I liked it. Goodness gracious, great
Undercover
part of the time.
Blues. Stop mixing up for me.
Muerte! They call me Muerte! Muerte!
I'm leaving.
Hey, Morty. All right. Yeah, that's basically what I got. What is the Undercover Blues? How many teeth did my man lose, right? And that was Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci playing Muerte back in the day.
Oh, that's a good Stanley Tucci movie.
It was so good. And Romancing the Stone was great too. And basically that was what that Channing Tatum movie was. With Sandra Bullock. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Thor Love and Thunder was fun. It was good for me because I liked the Taika one. I know I went off on a weird rant there, but just came back to the story. You got anything else?
No, man.
So that's it too.
Thank
Bless you too.
you.
All right. Well, what do you got going on this weekend? Anything?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto all day tomorrow. Going to see Blues Traveler. They're opening up for Jewel and Train, but we're not staying for them. We're literally going to see Blues Traveler and coming home. So
I love this.
then next week, Gone Sunday again. So we can do a show that Saturday, but the following Saturday I will be at Rage Against the Machine.
I'll be home
Nice.
if I do a show, Ryan.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Like I can even turn this on. Yeah, right.
I know. Steve would have to like turn it on before he left and be like,
Oh, yeah.
don't touch nothing until I tell you.
When I hit the wrong button, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Jesus, Murphy. All right. Well, have a good time at the concerts tomorrow. And I am going to sleep tomorrow. Possibly. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. What is next week? Is there anything going on next weekend? Like, I know that we're doing the show, but I mean, like, thinking for theme
I
wise.
don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
At
Like I
least
said,
it's August, so.
yeah, we're going up to visit some family in Goderich, Ontario, on Sunday. So somewhere I haven't been in quite some time.
And then we're going to Guess Who?
Yeah, I got a full July. So
I'm sorry, Bachman Cummings, not the Guess Who.
I
Before
was going to say, is it really going to be the guess?
Then Rod Stewart a few days after that. So
He was just on Bill Maher's podcast. Bill Maher's started doing a podcast. It's
it's
political.
at his house.
Yeah, Club Random.
Yeah, Club Random. That's it.
Yeah,
we watched it.
Rod was on it, and that was funny. Rod didn't want to get into too many of his stories from back in the day. That's for sure.
No,
Because Bill was grilling him about the ladies. He's like, they say you've had more women than Will Chamberlain or something like that.
Yeah, we saw Rod a few years ago in Buffalo. He was still really good. So looking forward to that.
Nice. Well, you guys have a great time, and everybody else, whatever you're doing, hope you enjoy it, and be safe and be merry. Or Bob, or Juanita. Be whoever you want to be, but just be. Hope you all had a good time. We will talk to you all next time. Peace out. For the Wild Wingnut, your boy Zeus. Speak to you all next time.